Hello everyone, so this is again Muhammed Aziz with a new session of Go. So today we will be checking with a very powerful package of Go, which is known as Go Context. The Go Context is simply the best package which you definitely going to use in your software development while you are developing using Go language. What it is doing, it is basically managing more in deep of your whole control of the program. By using Go, it's a very simple way actually to actually handle your third-party APIs, deadlines, signals, and other cancellation policies. For example, you are running concurrent operations on a third-party API, and you have to wait more than it's expected. Then what you can do, you can cancel that concurrent operation by sending a signal on your function calling. So this is what the Go contexts are being used to define the cancellation, to give the deadlines to all the third-party APIs which you are using in your application. Not only the third-party APIs but also the databases which is not responding after a certain time. So it gives you more power to actually handle and to tackle your Go routines and other functions, etc. The question here is that do we need to use a Go context package in every software development, in every program which we are developing? The answer to this question is no. So it depends wherever you're using third-party APIs, wherever you have a lot of concurrent operations, where you are just doing a lot of operations with the databases, where you may have to wait. So there you can actually use the Go context. So let's check this package with a very small example and see how it is beneficial. So let's check this one. Alright, so this is our sample program. So let's start with the first, just creating a very simple function which is going to kind of a mimic for our third-party API. So we can say that let's create a function here called func, and it's going to check if our user is activated or not. So this is currently a just mock function. Here I'm going to pass two parameters. The first will be of type context, which we are declaring right now with the name ctx, and it will be type of context dot context. And second parameter, I'm going to pass user ID, which definitely going to be parameter of integer. And this is our function. So this function needs to return for now two values. One, I can say it is going to return if it is true or not, which is boolean, and secondly it is going to return the error which will have any error in our program. So I can say error. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just expecting that this program is basically going to call to a third party and just telling us that is the user which we are passing is activated or not, right? So I'm just mocking it up. What I will do, I will just sleep here for this time frame, but I think this is going to be take like nearly 400 milliseconds to actually entertain this request. So what I will do, I will make it sleep for time dot milliseconds. It will be like 400. So it will go into sleep and then just return true, which means that it is activated, and the second will be nil. I mean there is no error. So means I'm going to make this function to sleep 400 milliseconds, and then it's going to return us back with the response which is we are expecting in that particular time frame. All right. Okay, so now we are in our main program, main function. So let's create a context for us. It's going to be the context, and then it's going to be the cancel, which is between two parameters. And let's create our new context, which will be context dot I can say with timeout, because we want this to be timeout. And the second thing is the context. We have to create a new parameter here, and it is basically running in the background. And then I'm going to give it a timeout duration, which will be in our case milliseconds multiplied by 200. So now you see that I have declared a context instance, and I have given the timeout which is 200 milliseconds, right? So here if there is any error or there is timeout issue, so I'm going to use defer cancel. Okay, so let's make it proper variable. Okay, now let's define our very mimic user ID. We can say user ID colon equals like whatever, integer basically, and let's call this function which we have here is user activated, and let's pass this user ID, and we have the context here which we have to pass. Alright, so we know that this function is going to return us back two things. One is the boolean and the other one is in the error. So I can tell here is user activated, and the second one is I can say error, and this is going to be our returns for these cases. Alright, so now you know that we are expecting this function with the context that it is going to return us back in 200 milliseconds, but here we know that this is returning us back the value in 400 milliseconds, means our context will not work. But to make it better, I can say if error not equals nil, so I can just make some error here, print line error in returning user activation response, right? And if not, if there is no error, then we can just basically write down here fn.print here we can just do like print user is activated, right? So printf define fmt, why this is p. Okay, so we have to give this value here, and I can check this value with d. There you go. So this is the thing that we can use. Okay, now everything is done. So there is a better way actually to handle these errors. Let's handle that error from the function which we are calling. So I can say if gtx dot error equals context dot less than exceeds, because we have a time over here, then what you do, you just return false, and the second return will be, let's say, errors, which is a built-in things dot new, and I can say timeout, or I can say that time limit exceeds. So now we will be returning back this in terms of when the time is basically the deadline time has been exceeded. To better have this error to actually work in this area, I can say here instead of print line, go with print f, and fetching in error returning user activation response, I can tell fetch error in returning user d, and here I can say error is, and I can just pass those errors. First is the user ID we have, and second one is the error which we are just returning from there one. So yes, so this is all about this one. Let me clear this and let's run this. Go context. So you see error in returning user 1234, error is time limit exceeds. Okay, now let's increase the time. So we say that we need the time again the same 400 seconds, and to run this the same program. Okay, so we are again having the same error. Why it's like that? Time dot milliseconds. Okay, so we have time dot microsecond here. Let's make it milliseconds as well. Now these are the same times, and see how it will go through now. So you see now the user is activated, and we have returned back the correct results, which is in that case true. So this is a very small example of how the context is actually working. So we can just even send the signals, we can tell the program the deadlines, the other things to actually be managing it more better. This function is user activate function or any other function which is working with the third party APIs, can be a Go routine, it can be something else, but this is a very simple example to give you a better idea of what the contexts are. Furthermore, if we go inside this library in this package by controlling and clicking on the context, so there are so many things for this context Go. It has a lot of different things which we can use, like interfaces. We have deadlines, done, etc. The further details of these complete package is basically available on Go package website, but it's give you a better idea to actually understand the concept of Go contexts. I hope you like this session, a very small session about Go context. It's widely used while working with concurrent operations, especially inside Go. And then I will see you in our next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye.